Welcome everyone. In this video, we're going to play some more games with a BizBunk deck of the Vibes TCG. The list we'll be using today is the one that Manten and Caeruleus used to both get top 4 finishes at the Hartford Americas Championships. Now this deck is a little different than the one we played in the previous video, which was Suarez's deck, which was this like hyper cycle focus deck. Manten and Caeruleus had this really, I think, very clever innovation on BizBunk, where they said, okay, we're not going to try to get through our deck as quickly as possible, but we're instead trying to like sit back, control the game a bit more, and then just kind of more burst out all on a single turn. And so the way they did that was the cuts that they made is you'll see that there's only 2 copies of Study All Night, only 2 copies of Overwhelm with Knowledge, and only 3 copies of Penguin Who's Okay, which is kind of a crazy cut because I'm pretty sure every other list I've seen always runs 4 copies of Penguin Who's Okay. And the reason we make these cuts is we really want to lose the vibe check every turn, hard mulligan for Ascending Penguin, and then on turn play that. And if you play Penguin Who's Okay or BrainyPenguin before you get to your Ascending Penguin turn, it can give your opponent a lot of opportunity with like PopcornPenguin to disrupt you, and you can end up actually not winning the vibe check. This setup also works really well in the mirror. So then what do we put in? What cards do we put in? Well, we're running 4 copies of PurpleMegaPenguin. So this is a card that, I've also never seen 4 copies of in a list. Instead, you're usually only playing like, let's say, anywhere between 0 and 2 copies. So by putting in the 4 copies of PurpleMegaPenguin, right, we really focus on allowing us to assemble that perfect hand to kind of complete the combo. So you kind of have the combination of losing the vibe checks, which means you draw more cards instead of having rods. You also have the purple mega penguin to get a full hand, like to get the perfect cards in your hand. And then we're also running 3 copies of fourth wall, which just kind of enables us also just to have a higher chance of actually having this combo piece available. So anyway, that's a deck. I guess one other call out, only 3 GotEms, which is basically just for the mirror. I do think GotEm is a card, if you're not really focused on the mirror, can definitely get cut down as well. But yeah, so this is the deck. So we're going to be playing like the previous video when we did with Suarez's list, we were going for that like hyper cycle approach. Here we're going to go a much more slow controlling reactive approach. And yeah, we'll see how we do with it. Personally, I think that this list is stronger than Suarez's list, but the Suarez's list vibes a lot better with my play style because I'm a much more proactive player. I really don't like playing control decks in general. But piloted correctly, I would say that this one has a higher cap. That being said, I think all BizBunk lists right now are very strong, and if you know your matchups, you'll be able to do really well with them. Okay, let's jump into some games and see how we do. All right, jumping into the first game, right? So we're gonna hard mulligan for ascending, like we typically do for this deck. But I will point out we're playing Bro Dog God, and Bro Dog God very often is playing like a Bash Globe deck, and so we're gonna assume it's Bash Globe until we get other information. And so when we're playing against Bash Globe, the really key cards are you want the swordsman and the yep, okay, so it is Bash Globe. Okay, so you want the swordsman and you want Adventure Squad. Because basically, okay, so we have the swordsman, so we won't be using the swordsman, like, right, because what's gonna happen is they're gonna play the snow globe, bashful swordsman combo, and then we need to play our own swordsman and then use Adventure Squad to remove their swordsman to then win the vibe check from there. But this can be definitely a tough matchup because it is really right. The reason Bash Globe is so powerful is because it has a good matchup into BizBunk. Now, I don't think it's even I wouldn't even say it's favored. Like, I think it's about 50-50, but also I'm not particularly great at this matchup if I want to be super transparent. So let's see. So anyway, we're playing our rods for now. Also, Bizmo can be very interesting in this matchup because you can use it in order to get the purple pudge you need. Because right, you need enough purple pudge to play the swordsman. And right, they're gonna be having Spring a Leak as well. So I do wonder about the popcorns, right? I think we'll end up rotting. Well, we could play a Brainy Penguin, but I don't want to win the vibe check per se. Okay, so I'm not gonna win the vibe check. So do I want to play a Brainy Penguin and just get rid of my get rid of the 2 popcorns? I guess there's really no reason not to. Um, right. Okay. So this was the big play where the question would be, is this actually the wrong way to play this deck? Because now we're in a situation where they can play. Yeah, so I actually regret this because now if they play popcorn, right? Because really what I want to do is set up is I wanted to play the ascending on the empty board. I didn't think about the purple mega penguin. Yes, yeah, I'm still not very good at this list. Because okay, so right, if they play the popcorn now, I can't play the ascending this turn. And But okay, so I will be able to play the Ascending. Okay, so okay, I have so many Ascendings anyway. All right, so I think, do I need the purple Mega Penguin? Because at this point, right, the idea is you play the Ascending, they play the Popcorn, you respond with the purple Mega Penguin. But because I have the Brainy Penguin, that doesn't actually work. So I think the purple Mega Penguin can go down. I also already have the Bizmo. So I think either way, we'll be able to, yeah. So we'll be able to play the Bashful Swordsman because we have 2 of them. So let's just keep cycling through the deck as quickly as possible. And most likely, I do like pretty much all the cards in my hand. So I'm not sure what I would actually keep over that. Yeah, I don't want either of these. I'm happy with the cards I have. But I guess it's just a good way to kind of, yeah. So that I guess when StudyAllNight does that, it's kind of useless because it's basically just negative card advantage. But okay, so if they play a Popcorn here, right? If they don't play a Popcorn here, we're gonna win the game. But if they play a Popcorn here, then what? I think I still use 1 Swordsman here. Okay, so do we win the game now? Let's see. Okay, so we have the Adventure Squad. So okay, so we'll definitely play 1 Bashful Swordsman here to win the vibe check. Because then next turn, we're going to play a 2nd Swordsman. So if we play the 2nd Swordsman next turn, we'll be at 21. Yeah, so I think, So actually the, what's it called? Do we have a, no, we don't have that. Okay, so let's see, what do we want to play as the rod? I guess I don't really want to use anything as the rod, so I guess I'll use the Overwhelm with Knowledge because I do want to save the Adventure Squad in case I can't finish it next turn. So yeah, so the question is, can I finish this next turn? Because if I go, so I have five rods, so I should be able to finish it next turn, right? If I go into the other swordsman, and then, yeah. So I think I should be able to finish it this turn. All right. So yeah, planning it out, right? So I don't want to go double ascending because I don't have enough rods quite for that. So I'm going to go single ascending. So okay, so then what'll be the rod? The rod will be whatever I draw. Okay, well, not the BizBunk. Okay, so I'll play the swordsman. And then I'll play the ascending as another rod. Yeah, yeah. And then I have the 4th wall. Perfect. Okay, so I play that, right? Then I play the ascending as a rod. Then I play the 4th wall. Grab these 2. Okay. And then I'm going to play the bunkus from my hand, doing 12. And yeah, basically I'm in the final combo. Okay, first I grab all the whats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. So hopefully I don't run out of time here. But theoretically I should be fine. I might have to do 1 more. Yeah, okay. So hopefully the timer resets because I'm gonna have to actually do one more bunkus. Okay, the timer reset, which is good. Okay, I have to do 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right. So this is just a clinical BizBunk game. Right, they didn't have the popcorn. And right, if you don't have a way, if you leave the ascending on board for basically 3 turns, there's no way that, and I had the perfect cards. No way this is not going to work. And there we go. All right. So good. All right. So first game went well. So we did play against a Bash Globe, and I think this is one of the reasons why I don't really think Bash Globe is that favored into BizBunk because, right, BizBunk can still just kind of, right, in the situation where BizBunk draws right, you will win, like, kind of turn 4, you play Ascending, turn 5, you play Bashful Swordsman, and then turn 6, you win. And so that's kind of what happened. And so, like, right, you need a way to deal with the Ascending, which is Popcorn. And so I think I will be doing a video later on the Inquisitive build, which is an even better way to kind of defend against PopcornPenguin as the, what's it called? As the BizBunk. But yeah, so overall, okay, good. Good first game. All right, let's jump to the next one. All right. Looking at the next game. So again, it's nice we're going second. It's always good with this deck to go second. And again, we're full mulliganing for Ascending Penguin. So that's one thing that's really nice about this build is you can always, yeah, the mulligans are very easy. So, okay, so, right, so we have BrainyPenguin. So again, like the question is, do we want to do the thing where we play the BrainyPenguin before the Ascending? Because right, last time that did get us into problems. Or it didn't get us into problems, but it could have. Okay, so we have 2 4th walls with a Brainy. So we in this situation, we might have to, right? We might have to actually play the Brainy Penguin one turn ahead of time, just because we don't have yet the what's it called? We don't have yet the swordsman to go with the ascending penguin. So if we play the ascending penguin, we need something. Well, I guess the turn after we could play the Brainy Penguin because we'll have 5 pudge. So then we can play Brainy and 1/4 wall. So maybe we don't actually. Maybe we would still hold off. Um. Okay. So the question is, do we want to play? Yeah. What do we want as a rod? Okay. So we have the swordsman now. Um. I think we'll play the 4th wall as a rod because with the Brainy Penguin we can discard the bunkus. I think is more important to discard because I don't think we need 2 4th walls. I very rarely end up needing 2 4th walls. Oh, and then with the first 4th wall, we can always get the second 4th wall. So, so the real question is, do we play the Brainy Penguin on turn 3? So, right, because we could go for basically the win like we did last time. But well, that required the second swordsman, which we don't have. Okay, so yeah, so this is a really interesting question with the Brainy Penguin because if we play the Brainy Penguin on turn 3, the problem is they can play a Popcorn Penguin, and if they play the Popcorn Penguin, then that locks us out for 2 whole turns. And even 3 if they then ice the contemplative penguin. So I think we wanna play it slower. I'd like to save the bashful swordsman, though. So okay, so because for that final turn against the snow globe. Okay, so we have the adventure squad. So I think we just yeah, I think we actually hold because okay, so with Brainy Penguin, if they don't have the popcorn, I then basically do what happened last game and I win the game, right? But if they have the popcorn, let's try to play this the slower. Let's try to play it one turn slower and see if that is better. Because if like I think last time they didn't wait to play the popcorn because they would have played the popcorn the second turn anyway. Oh, okay. If I knew I had a second ascending, maybe I would have done this differently. So okay, and we have lots of small stuff, which is good because if they end up right, they're only one turn away from the bash globe because they could basically do the bash globe next turn. So okay, and we have 2 adventure squads, so that's good. So what do I do as a rod actually? Is it really no, I wanna keep so I wanna keep both adventure squads. I wanna keep hmm, I guess a bunkus? Yeah, because I can always get the bunkus back with the, because I can get the bunkus back with the 4th wall if I need it. Okay, and so if they have the GotEm, right, we have the NotaRodAnymore. If they have 2 GotEms, yeah, then we don't make it. Okay. So now the question is, yeah, do we actually wanna go for because I kinda wanna save the swordsman for the bash globe situation. Although I guess if the swordsman survives, I probably win the game. So maybe I still play the swordsman. Let's see if they play the popcorn. Because if they play the popcorn, we have to make it 2 more turns. Um, or they if they play the okay, penguin in color. Yeah, okay, so they play the popcorn. Okay, so now okay, so with the popcorn, right? Hmm. Because do I want to play the swordsman? Like this is where the okay, so I think I'll definitely play this as well. Yeah, no, I don't know if I want this as a rod. Okay, because I don't really want to lose the swordsman because I'll need the swordsman for next turn. Okay, so I think I'm gonna do the well, it doesn't actually kind of look like a bashful. Penguin color is kind of weird. So I guess maybe I will just do the hmm. Yeah, I'm not sure. Okay, I guess I'll do the brainy penguin. I'm not sure. This is definitely okay. I get rid of the 4th wall and I guess the overwhelm with knowledge. Okay, now that I got a second swordsman, okay, and then I guess I'll do the 4th wall. Okay. Although do I really am I just really saving up for hmm. Yeah, because next turn I can do ascending with the swordsman. Hmm. Yeah, I think I messed this up. I'm kind of thinking I need to just get out with a big BizBunk. Okay, I'm gonna just hmm. Maybe I should just play the Bizmo out. Yeah, because I think I'm gonna not. Yeah, I think I'm gonna play the Bizmo out, and then I'll play an Adventure Squad. I don't know. I think I messed this up. Okay, but anyway, all right. So let's just see. Yeah. So we're gonna play an Adventure Squad. Yeah, I guess we can Adventure Squad away the popcorn. Um, because okay, so let's see what they. Yeah, maybe they have a GotEm or something. Um, but okay, so yeah, so we can use the NotaRodAnymore on their popcorn as well. So okay, so we cancel out the NotaRodAnymore. But luckily this will push them off. This will give us one more turn. Um, okay. All right. So now they're out of cards. Okay, so this is probably some sort of Bash Globe deck. But okay, so basically, what needs to happen here? So okay, so I'll be playing a swordsman this upcoming turn. Because they're gonna be at, so it's kind of nice that we got the Spring a Leak out already. So I think, yeah, right. Okay, so Mega Penguin could be okay, but um yeah, let's see what. Yeah, because that could help us deal with the popcorn next turn, actually. So let's see. Okay, so they're gonna play Serene Penguin. All right, so next to the Serene Penguin, right? So we can have a bigger. So we have to play the swordsman here, right? There's no other option. So we play the swordsman, and then I think, yeah, I think there's, yeah, I think the Brainy Penguin is not necessary. I'm not sure if we're gonna win the traditional route here. So okay, so we're gonna win this vibe check. Um, okay, so then, so this next turn we have to go pretty big, I think. Um, right. Okay, yeah. So this next turn we have to go big because if we don't, then they're gonna, yeah. So okay, so the way we go big is we're gonna play Ascending Penguin. Um, right, because okay, so we need to set it up so that even if they have, okay, so we'll play this as the rod. So we play Ascending Penguin and we play the swordsman, and then we're also going to play the, do we play the Bunkus here? I think we need to play the Bunkus because if we don't play the Bunkus, then we're gonna be in a situation where, but it's gonna 8. Okay, so if we play the Bunkus, we're gonna only have 4 cards left in our ice. But if we don't play it, we won't have the Pudge in order to play the, yeah, I think we need to play the Bunkus. Okay, so we play what? 12 cards. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, not sure if that's right. But okay, so our Bunkus gets back up to 14, which is good. That's actually a perfect number for our Bunkus because that means we get to decide if we want to keep the Swordsman or the Bunkus. And we can Adventure Squad something. So, right, we're thinking about how to deal with the Snow Globe. But right now, the Snow Globe, we would be fine because, um, okay. So we're hanging on here. And okay, so now, do we want to Adventure Squad something? Okay, so the question is, do I want to keep the Bunkus or the Swordsman? Because I'd rather keep the Bunkus, I think. So we could Adventure Squad. Yeah, we could Adventure Squad away the Serene Penguin because then, yeah, if we Adventure Squad, or could we? Yeah, so we could get rid of. Yeah, I think we want to get rid of. Yeah, sorry, This is a difficult turn. Okay, so let's. Yeah, because we're going to PurpleMegaPenguin the Bizmo next turn. So I think I don't really want to lose the Bunkus though. I think the Bunkus is more important. So let's Adventure Squad away the Serene Penguin. Yeah, sure. I don't know if this is right. Because, right, we need to, if they have, because that means this is going to expose us to Snow Globe. But the way we would get around Snow Globe at this point is with a yeah, well, we would get around Snow Globe with a fourth wall, and we can get Adventure Squad back with a PurpleMegaPenguin. Because yeah, so let's see what we draw. Okay, so PopcornPenguin is not bad, but I think okay, so I think we're definitely going to play PurpleMegaPenguin on the Bizmo, and then the only question is what do we want back? Because I think we want the Adventure Squad back, maybe. I think the Adventure Squad is what we want back because I kind of think we're not going into the combo, and then we'll do the fourth wall. Okay, so what do we want with the fourth wall? We don't really need Bunkus. I guess we'll get the other fourth wall and the what, I think. Maybe we'll get the Bunkus. Let's get the other fourth wall. Okay. So the reason we're doing this is I'm thinking about how to deal with a Bashful Swordsman Snow Globe. Although actually this doesn't even work. Right, my thought was that if they play Bashful Swordsman Snow Globe, I have the Adventure Squad, but Bunkus will get removed. So yeah, we lose to that. Okay, I think I just played this terribly. It's all right. We're gonna lose. We're gonna lose to the Snow Globe Swordsman if that comes out. So okay, so basically double Swordsman came out. All right, so with double Swordsman, so if I okay, so the question is, if he has Spring a Leak, I'm in trouble. Or okay, so if I Adventure Squad one Swordsman and leave the other Swordsman to ice itself, but then if they Spring a Leak the Adventure Squad, I lose, right? So if this is Spring a Leak, but if this is not Spring a Leak, I can basically remove both Swordsmen. So I think this is worth it. We will just take the risk that okay, so this play basically, what I'm saying is if this card is Spring a Leak, I lose. But if it's not Spring a Leak, then I think I remove both Swordsmen, right? Because I remove one Swordsman like this, and then the second one will ice itself at the end of the vibe check. Okay, phew. All right, that was a really, really intense game. Yeah, so it was a bit of a gamble that last turn with its Spring a Leak situation, but I think I would have lost otherwise because if I lost that Bunkus on the board, just to look at let's look at the game board, because then, right, if the Bunkus would have been iced, first of all, he would have had Bashful Swordsman still on the board at the end of next turn, and I would have only had these two, and I couldn't have played another big Bunkus out. So, okay, so getting the Mega Penguin, getting the Adventure Squad back was actually the right call. I probably should have played this as a rod, but either way, yeah, this. Okay, so I don't know if the line I took was actually the best line. It did work out in this situation, but I think there's some chance that there was actually a better line. But yeah, as you saw, like in Get Spash Globe, you pretty much just want to give up on the combo. It's very hard to win with well, if you don't like roll right into it, like there's a point where you're then just fighting for board. So anyway, okay, cool. All right, let's jump to the next game. Right, taking a look again, full mulligan for Ascending. I do think like if you already have an Ascending in your hand, I would keep NotaRodAnymore just because that can help protect the Ascending. But okay, so we got no Ascending. So this is always interesting. We have the Penguin who's okay. And so the question is, would we actually play this on turn 2? It is interesting because we are second, right? Then if they play like a 4 Vibe Penguin, then we could play the who's okay. So maybe there's a world where I will actually play the Penguin who's okay. But I definitely don't want to win the vibe check. So if they play they don't play anything, or okay, so if they're not going to play anything, I'm not going to play the Penguin who's okay. Especially because I want to not have initiative, because if this is BizBunk on the other side, right, then the popcorn is perfect, because if they play the Ascending on 4, I can play the popcorn in response. So, okay, but, yeah. So I'm curious what's happening here. Like, what type of deck we're playing. Okay, so we're playing Caffeine. Okay, so against Caffeine now, definitely the PenguinWhoosOK is good. All right, and Popcorn's gonna be basically useless. So we can play the PenguinWhoosOK here. I think we do have the Brainy, which we want to trigger next turn anyway. So, um, if they end up going for GotEm here, okay, well, we'll let that live. So yeah, but again, the problem with this is we're very weak to a PopcornPenguin because once we play the Brainy out, we have so many targets for the Popcorn. But I think we have to transition the game plan a little bit. I would have liked the PurpleMegaPenguin. Because like I guess if the Popcorn comes out, I have the GotEm to remove it. So that's still a positive. But also I still don't even have the Ascending. So I think I have to dig for the Ascending. Because if I got the Ascending now, okay, oh no. All right. So this is okay. So if you don't know what layer 2 technology is, it says all penguins cost 1 or less fish to play. So this is going to be some sort of weird combo deck thing. I don't even know what's going to happen. So all right, so we're going to go. We're not going to worry about Popcorn because we don't even know what's happening here. Okay, so we did draw the Ascending now, which is good. So I think we can play the Bunkus as the rod. And then yeah. Oh, I did not realize this was symmetrical. Okay. Because this means also my penguins cost. Okay, wow. Okay. So I could have played something else there, maybe. Okay, I didn't even think about that. Wow. Okay, this I don't even know how to react. Okay, so ascending penguin. So okay, so we need to get the Bizmo. Um. Okay, I'm all my internal math is off now, right? Because um. Okay, so now we just go. I think, right? All our stuff is gonna be so cheap. Okay, so we play ascending penguin. We play bashful swordsman. Um. No, wait. Do we play fourth wall? What do we need? We need a Bizmo. Okay, so we can't end the game this turn anyway. So we might as well just go to win the vibe check. Let's play it a bit slower. Um, okay, did we already play? Okay, so we can play yeah, we can play a fourth wall, I guess. Oh, that was probably a mistake. Oh no, because Bizmo is going to be free. Okay, because right, yeah. So I need the Mega Penguin for the Bizmo. Um, okay, I think this is fine because we'll win the vibe check, and then next turn we have the Mega Penguin into Bizmo. Okay, well, yeah, double two layer 2 technologies. Wow, okay, I mean, this is unfortunate to play against BizBunk with whatever. This deck looks so fun. I don't even know what this deck is. I almost wanna lose the game just to see what the plan is, but yeah, we're gonna win this game. Yeah, because okay, this is one of the problem with layer 2 technology is it's a symmetrical effect. So now we're just gonna play, right, we're just gonna play Mega Penguin. Um Right, we're gonna play Mega Penguin. We're gonna ice the BrainyPenguin. We're gonna get the BizBunk back or the Bizmo. Okay, now yeah, Bizmo is 0. Okay, so now we're gonna play we'll play a fourth wall, get rid of these two. Okay, then we can play the BrainyPenguin, get rid of these two. Like we don't even need to play yeah. Okay. So that was super fun. So I guess the question is, should layer 2 technology go into Bizmo? I think no. I don't think that it's actually worth it. But it's like that was really yeah. Okay, 2 layer 2 technologies, right? Obviously, we could have yeah. It's impossible when you have like to not be able to close out the game with 2 layer 2 technologies on the board. So anyway, I props to Dropout because that's I'm sure whatever this deck is was really fun, but it's yeah, I think Bizmo is like the perfect deck to play into that deck because you just because you play so many penguins in a turn that you just take full advantage of it. All right, so that's going to be the end of the video. Thanks everyone for watching. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time.